Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, Chicken Tales!
Hello, and welcome to Chicken Tales. I'm so glad you've joined us. My name is Sarah, and this is episode 12. Today we have a story by Elliot, Penny, Alessia, Cora, Eliza, Sylvie, and Jillian, and one by Eliza. Plus, a funny joke and a silly activity of the day. So make a nest, grab a snack, and get ready to listen to some Chicken Tales. Our first story is by Elliot, Penny, Alessia, Eliza, Cora, Sylvie, and Jillian, and it's called An Unexpected Journey to Outer Space. Once upon a time, a group of friends lived in Alessia's house at Wintergreen. In the house, there was a space guy, a mouse, a giraffe, and a rat. Mouse and rat liked it there because it was cold. The space guy liked it because he could see the stars and planets better on top of a mountain. It was his biggest wish to go to space, and he spent his days building a rocket ship. Giraffe had a broken car, and sometimes ran to Africa to fix it, but she always came back. They lived next door to a unicorn family. Zuni the unicorn had pink fur with blue spots, blue eyes, a pink horn, and purple legs. She could leap over rainbows and create ones that lasted a whole day. Her dad was named Crescent, her mama's name was Dew, and her little sister was named Gria. Zuni, Space Guy, Giraffe, Mouse, and Rat played together each morning and had tea parties every afternoon. One day, they decided to have a tea party in Space Guy's rocket ship. They were worried that Giraffe wouldn't make it back from Africa in time, but she did. It was bright that day, so as they walked into the yard, they put on sunglasses. Everyone climbed up into the rocket ship and set up tea and snacks. Zuni poured the tea, Mouse sliced cheese sandwiches, Rat gave out strawberries, Giraffe gave out blueberries, and Space Guy served star cookies. They had just begun to drink their tea when Zuni accidentally created a rainbow. Now, this wasn't a little rainbow, it was a huge rainbow, because when Zuni was happy, she made enormous rainbows, and she was so excited to be in a rocket ship with her friends. It was such a big rainbow that it hit a bunch of buttons on the control panel, and the rocket ship fired up and launched into space. Space Guy tried to stop it, but he had lost the key to turn it off. So up, up, up they went. Mouse, Giraffe, and Rat were nervous, but Zuni and Space Guy were so excited to be going into space. They left the Earth's atmosphere and were heading to the moon. Zuni started to sing a Zoom Zoom to the Moon song. Mouse, Giraffe, and Rat asked, "Can we please go back to Earth now?" But Space Guy wanted to keep going. He had waited his whole life to be in space. So they zoomed past Mars, past Jupiter, and almost past Saturn, but then the rocket ship started sliding around on Saturn's rings. Around and around and around. Mouse asked Zuni to try another rainbow. Maybe that would send them back home? So she did. Zuni made a huge rainbow, and it was so powerful that it steered the rocket ship off of the rings and headed back towards Earth. They flew through space and then back into the Earth's atmosphere and finally landed on Earth. Whew! But wait, they were still locked in the rocket ship. They needed the key. Just then, Zuni's little sister Gria came out of her house and walked over to the ship. "Help! Help! Help!" they cried. "We are stuck and we need to find the key." Gria picked up something shiny from the ground and said, "This key?" "Yes, that key." Gria unlocked the door and the friends tumbled out. They were so relieved to be home. From that day on, they still had tea parties, but never again in the rocket ship. The end. Guys, what a fantastic story. I love the idea that all these friends lived next door to each other and had daily tea parties. I can't believe they got to go to outer space and see the planets. How wonderful. And I knew that giraffes could run fast, but I didn't know they could go to Africa and back in a day. I looked up some facts about mice. Did you know they eat about 15 to 20 times a day? Baby mice are called pinkies. It's because they're small and hairless and bright pink. Male mice are called bucks, and female mice are called does, just like deer. Mice are very good jumpers, climbers, and swimmers. I did not know that they were good swimmers. Thank you so much for your story. And now it's time for Joke of the Day.
Knock, knock. Who's there? A little boy. A little boy who? A little boy who can't reach the doorbell.
Our second story is called The Three Pigs at the Park, and it's by Eliza. Once upon a time, there was a pig family that lived at the park. They were a mama pig named Ada, a daddy pig named Hayden, and their 3 pig kids, Lee, Lala, and Chica. All of them loved to go down the slide and swing on the swings. Ada liked to push Chica on the swing. One time, Rita the rat came for a visit in the park, and she told the pigs to get out of her park. She was not very kind. But then Hayden said to the rat, "Why don't you stay and play with us?" Lee invited her to come play at the water table with cups. Lala asked if she wanted to come make snow angels in the park. Chica offered to push her on the swing. Rita turned into a nice rat, and they played all day long. The end. Eliza, I love that story. The pigs were so lovely, and it sounded like they had a lot of fun at the park. I'm sorry that Rita was so mean at the beginning, but how wonderful that the pig family were kind to her and invited her to play with them. That's what made her turn into a nice rat. That's why we should always be kind, right? You never know who will become your friend. Have any of you ever been kind to someone you didn't know and made a good friend? I bet you have. Next up, the silly activity of the day. For today's silly activity, I want you to climb into a real rocket ship and go to space. Make sure to wear a helmet. Well, some people may not have a rocket ship. Like me. I don't have a real rocket ship. So gather up some people you love and turn your couch into a rocket ship. Strap yourself into your astronaut seat and count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Fly through space and imagine what you'll see. How far will you go? Make sure you narrate your journey in your best astronaut voice. Then do a spacewalk and pretend you're floating in space. How does that feel? Now guide your rocket ship back to Earth. Make sure your family celebrates your safe re-entry. Okay, friends, that's all for today. Remember, the next time you are knitting a sweater with a friendly chicken, ask it to tell you a story. But if it doesn't have one, you should write one yourself and send it in to us at chickentailspod@gmail.com. Or send us some art for our Instagram account @chickentails. Okay, bye-bye. Talk to you next week.
Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, Chicken Tales!